Rebein Brothers 305-7285. 813-305-7285.
Good morning. Welcome to the Call for Help show. I'm your host, Rebein. With me in the studio is my co-host, Malcolm. What's going on, Malcolm?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Looks like it just you and me today.
Sounds good, because I got a lot to talk about. I got a bone to pick with the CDC or somebody, man, because my mom has taken every COVID shot that they have put out, trying to be, just following what these CDC guidelines and things like that. Now my mom has been at home 3 weeks in a row with COVID, with all these symptoms that they claim you don't get when you get the shot, the booster A, B, C, D, and all these things. Man, I'm thinking they ran a scam, Paul, because I'm starting to see more people sick. And even another friend of mine was talking about his mom, his uncle. People are getting sick and staying sick for longer now. And it seems to be the ones that took the shot. The ones that did not take the shot, I hear a couple people say, yeah, I got it. It was over with in a day or two. The people that took all the shots have an extended version of this. I'm a little warm about that, Paul, because I really didn't want my mom to take that shot, but everyone in my family and my brothers, they were scared to death that you must take it. You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. My mom's 78. And now here my mom is for the third week in a row with COVID, all the symptoms. And it's like she's suffering, bro. I don't like it, man. I'm just, can we sue the government?
No.
CDC?
Sorry to hear about your mom. These vaccines are not foolproof. I think you got to look at it from the bigger picture of whether it saved lives overall, but it's hard to say for any individual person whether it works or not. But if you want to join in our conversation, give us a call, 888-247-8712.
Paul, well, I'm just put it like this. For something to be shoved down the people's throat that you must get it, you're cutting people's jobs, people are losing their careers, losing their livelihood over something you're saying that if you must get it, save yourself, save your friends, all these catchy phrases that they used, and they're still getting COVID. It's still here. And they're still pushing the drug. Now they got it in appeal form for the people who don't like shots.
Well, I guess
I don't understand it, man.
Like, you don't know what would have happened if she didn't take it.
Well,
maybe it would have been a lot worse.
Nothing happened to me.
Well, I remember when you had it.
Yeah,
you had some serious symptoms in the hospital.
I had some serious symptoms, and if it wasn't for my daughter hooking me up with I can't think of the drug right now. It's the one that Joe Rogan was taking, and everybody was talking, oh no, don't do it. And I was back in 2 days.
Ivermectin?
Yes. Now it's a regular, you can take it now, but they didn't want you to treat it at that time. So I'm not gonna make a big deal about this COVID deal as far as the medicines and stuff, because I know they'll go crazy on us about it. But I'm just saying, taking all the shots, man, I'm not too sure what is the long-term effect on this shot that never was tested on anyone, man. Like normally it takes 10, 12, 15 years. The last vaccines that were ever made before COVID, Paul, they took 15 years of scientific study before they put that in someone's body. The study animals were the people this time. That's not right. That's not right.
We're going to find out. I think a decision had to be made. Are we going to wait and let people die from the disease, or are we going to fast track the vaccine and try to save some lives? I guess it all remains to be what the long-term effects are. We did have a comment here.
Okay.
It says, Rose says, my mom got COVID at the end of January 2022. Had it all of February. Didn't get better until the beginning of March. So that's a long time. I had COVID at the end of 2021 and only had it I guess not clear which one of them took the vaccine or didn't take it. But sorry to hear about your mom. You know, the message I've been getting is that COVID's over. You know, the pandemic's over. And
Is it?
move on.
Is that what Joe Biden announced?
No, but that's just my general impression. You know, you're not hearing about it every day the way you used to. But there are still people getting it and dying and being hospitalized. I think people are tired. They're tired of the pandemic, tired of dealing with it, but it's still here.
Well, like I said, man, I like to follow the money trail. I think this thing is going to be a lot bigger than what we actually thought it was. You know, it's just my opinion. I think, you know, it might take time. I don't know how long, maybe 5-10 years. I don't know. But it was a lot of shoving this down a lot of people's throat. And when it came down to like, you can't have your job, that's when it really got my attention. You know, I didn't realize how many people were exited out of the military because of this. They didn't want to take that shot. You know, a lot of soldiers had to end their career in the military because they decided to not take the shot. A lot of people lost pensions. A lot of people, I mean, this, I don't know, Paul, it seemed like it did a lot of damage, man, for, now I hear, like, even Rose is saying herself, her mom had COVID for that long. And my mom had COVID, still got it right now. I'm supposed to be going to visit my mom right now, Paul. I'm in Atlanta at my brother's house. We're supposed to be going to get my mom is so afraid she doesn't want us to come. That's how scared she is still right now. Because she's thinking, oh, y'all get it and you're going to have it for 3 weeks or a month or so. I can't even go see my mom because she's that scared. I came up here to take a trip. Me and my brother are going to ride our bikes to Mississippi and go see our mother. And my brother and my oldest brother from California, he moved to Memphis. We were all going to go there and surprise mom. 3 boys there together, hadn't been there in a while like that. She don't even want us to come. My older brother just happened, let me just call mom and see. She don't want us there. And my mom love us, man. She definitely would never want us not to be there, but she's afraid what she could give us. And I'm like, I don't care about it. I'll come right now, mom. Doesn't matter to me. No. So I don't argue with my mom. I don't talk back. Mom's word is law, and I just fell back. But I'm kind of messed up about it because I was excited to see my mom, man. I was really pumped to go see my mom. But I can't go now because she's suffering from this COVID that, like you just said, the pandemic's over. But I don't know, man.
I think you should go. Put on a mask. Got it for a while. So probably something matters.
You know, Paul, I just never went against what my mom says, man. I mean, maybe I'll put some thought into that, man, but I'm so traditional, old school. Mom says, sit down, you sit down. Mom says, shut up, you shut up. I've never cussed in front of my mother, 54, still to this day. It's just that thing that her word is law. And if she says, I don't feel good, and I don't want you guys to not feel good, don't come. Yep. Wait till I feel better. Just, you know, so.
The Facebook comment is, you should go see your mother.
Wow.
You know, she's going to be happy to see you, and that'll probably to see all of you too.
Yeah.
That might boost her mood. You know, I'm sure you've been around people who had COVID many times.
Absolutely.
So, I had COVID and I was around a lot of people, and some people got it, and some people didn't. So, but I say go see her.
Okay, that's 2 votes saying go see. Still can't trump mom yet, but I mean, you guys are warming up. I mean, let's get it up a little bit higher.
You know how people don't want to be a burden, or they don't want you to see them when they're sick, or they don't want to make it seem like they want you to take care of them, or they need to be taken care of, or whatever. But when you actually go see them, they're glad to see you. So
this is mom version. Come next weekend. She said, come next weekend. I'll feel better because, I wanted to take my mom out to dinner, take her, go out to eat, just do some things with her. And she's like, Malcolm, I'm not leaving out of this house. I'm not even leaving out of my room. The food that's brought here, they drop it off right there at the door. She goes and gets it and sits in the room. She's like, I'm just not doing anything. I just, and I hear what you're saying, and I'm listening to what they're saying too. So I guess I'll just listen to it by ear. My brother just got off, finished his shift, at the police department. So he gets up around 1, and then we'll figure it out from there. We were supposed to just take off once he got up, but I'm gonna see how he feels and see what he thinks about it. But I know how mom voice is, because if she said come next weekend, then my brother probably like, let's just go next weekend. Let's not upset her, because she's 78. We don't want to upset her. You know what I mean? So we'll just see. I'll see. There's 3 of us. We'll make the decision. My sister's there. We'll just see how it goes.
Hey, if you have any thoughts on whether Malcolm should go or not, give us a call at 888-247-8712. Right now, we got 2 votes in favor
To go. Wow.
We're not going to count your mom's vote because we know what she already said.
Right.
So give us your thoughts. How'd the show go last week? I was gone.
I was gone also, Paul. I was gone. I didn't catch it. I didn't know what happened last weekend. So I missed the show. It was only the girls had the show. Like me and you got it. This our show this weekend. They had it last weekend. They rocked it.
Sending our continued prayers and condolences out to Robin for her mom's funeral.
Wow.
Prayers for her family. I know it's going to be a tough day.
Yeah, man. That would be a tough one. They held her body for a while though, didn't they?
Well, she passed down 10 days ago.
I was alone there, but that's what they do. There's his cousin. She just died, 24 years old, man. Heart failure. Yeah, Paul, bro. I mean, I still don't know the answer to it. All I know is she had heart failure. That's all I know. She's 24. She just passed last weekend, and they're having a funeral this week. I was actually going to ride with Zach to Mississippi and see my mom. But then when my brother found out that I said, man, you're going to go to Mississippi, let's ride the bikes. And then we'll just go see mom like that. And that's how I ended up even making a trip then. But 24, man, and heart failure. And my heart goes out to them because the mother of the 24-year-old that just lost the older daughter, who I think was maybe in her late 30s, she passed away from cancer. She lost 2 daughters in like 1 year, man. And those are only 2 kids, man. So my heart goes out to the Metcalf family and Virgie. I know her personally, man, like a big sister to me, man. I mean, I feel that, man. Your only 2 kids, you're surviving and they're gone. I don't even know what I could do on something like that, man. That's a super strong woman to still be there, man, because to lose both of your children within a year, 2 girls.
Wow.
One of them at the age of 24. That's very hard on that family, man. That family's going through a lot right now. So prayers going out to that Metcalf family in Mississippi, Greenwood. Sending love over to them. It's rough for them right now.
Amen.
Shocked. Like you never heard of heart failure 24-year-olders when we were coming up. Oh, I've never heard of it. I'm pretty sure it happened, but I just don't recall anyone dying from heart failure 24 years old. Anything can happen. But the first thing I went to, knowing me, I'm Mr. Conspiracy guy, like this should get a COVID shot, but it's just
sometimes
me,
it happens, I guess.
I know it does. It really does. You can't blame anything on everything, but Paul, let me tell you another thing. I got a lot of flack on. I was talking about this Queen deal. Remember we was talking about the Queen of England? A lot of people were really, really bashing this woman since she's passed. And my only push about it, I was saying that over the time that the woman was in, ruling, there were no wars. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I mean, they didn't actually leave and go attack another country. That's what I mean when I say wars. Not that you're not going to have things that's going to happen within. People are going to get killed. You're going to do things that people are not going to agree with. But my point was they weren't invading anyone. There were no invasions or something like that. And usually when a man reigns power that long, he's going to invade somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just hard not to. And I was definitely having a conversation with Princess about men and women ruling. And I felt that women would be a better ruler because they bear children, they have children. I think they think a little differently than, hey, let me go bomb that building over there because there are some terrorists in the building, but it just happened to be a school with children in it. But the terrorists are downstairs. Let's just blow the whole building up. I don't think a woman would be too quick to do that. And we did things like that. We did that. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We did that in Afghanistan. And
people have been
it's crazy.
giving you a hard time about that.
Well, yeah, you know, people they're gonna roast me, and then you know the conversation extends out. You know, when I'm, you know, on a computer or if I'm somewhere in a coffee shop or something like that, we start talking. I get the same, you know, feedback. You know what I mean? But I was just shocked that I never heard anything about this woman until after she died. Then they bomb rush how bad she was. I was like, what in the world do people wait until someone dies and then tear their head off? I didn't get that through me. And I don't know if this is just a backlash of a bunch of men doing it. I don't know, man, but I was getting most of it from men.
There was definitely an outpouring of love and support for her. You know, funeral was on TV, went on for days.
Yeah.
So now they got the new king. We'll see what happens.
Big change. Should be a big change. He's probably up to par on some of the things that are, like, I was shocked about Harry. Is it Harry, the one that's married to Meghan?
Hold up, Malcolm. You got to call.
Okay.
Hello? Yes.
Hello?
Hi.
I'm joining in the call.
You're on the air. Hello? I don't think you can hear me.
Hello?
This is Ron.
My name is Morgan, and I was calling you.
Go ahead. What's on your mind?
I was just calling how good life has changed. I heard the topic was about my and I just want to say my things I was living in despair. You know, couldn't make my mind up writing like questions that I was using. And I went into detox on the Fruster program, the anonymous program. My life just got better. You know, I started working steps. I started a new plan and trying new things in life. And my life is together, you know, and I would have never have imagined the way my life would be, you know, once I put down girls and I, you know, I'm so grateful. Recovery, it brought me close, and it let me know, I wasn't really a bad person. You know, I was listening to that such for years, and you know, started out, but it became a habit. And for the longest time, I told myself I could stop anytime I got ready. And that was the biggest fight out there for a long time. In reality, I couldn't help. So I seeked out, you know, and I surrendered, and I found that I was powerless. You know, but what helped from my program and my support, you know, I can still one day at a time. Every day, flowing needs. And I don't use today. Then tomorrow's another day. The work day when you get, you know, and I can't change the past. But through working with the bad, I'm not gonna let it pass. So today I look at myself right up here. I work a nice job. Things are just so, and I thank God.
Wow. Hey, Malcolm, I'm getting a bad echo. Try muting your line for a second, see if that makes it go away.
Okay, let's see.
All right. Malcolm, I'm not sure if you have if you're playing the show on your computer or something, but we're getting a real echo. But I want to thank that caller. We weren't really talking about that topic, but it's I'm proud of you. That's one of the hardest things to do is to admit that you have a problem and surrender your life to a higher power to um, to get help. And he's taking it one day at a time, and it sounds like he turned his life around. And I didn't catch his name because of the echo and all, but whatever your name is, sir, I'm proud of you. We're proud of you. We support you. Don't give up. Take it one day at a time. And when you're thinking about using or taking a drink or whatever, just pick up that phone, go to a meeting, get some help. Don't do it. Just take it moment by moment. But I'm glad you called in. I'm glad people are listening. And if you do want to call in and say anything, give us a call, 888-247-8712. Caller, welcome to the Call for Help show.
Call drop.
They dropped. Malcolm, why don't you unmute just for a second? I'm not sure why we're getting this echo, but hold up.
I don't understand it, but I definitely want to speak on that because right now my youngest son is fighting a drug addiction right now, and I was actually going with him every day while I was in Los Angeles with him, and he's, and he really touched me when he said that because I was using my son's actions and I was taking it personal, and we had got to the point where I was even about getting physical with him, and it was only because he wasn't himself, and what he just said to me just touched me. I almost thought about how silly I feel now about how I was addressing my son when the issue was that he's on drugs and he's not being himself, but I was attacking him as if he was a sober guy and not having the compassion that I probably should have had for him, because I don't know, maybe he's not me and I was wrong. And I'll say that right now, how I handled my son was wrong, but he's fighting it right now. He's in this program right now. He's actually going through the steps. I don't know if it's 12 step. I don't know what they call it. I just know he's going every day. He has to go every day. He has to report in because it's not an in-house, because he still has a son. He has to work. So he has to go in every morning and check in. And they, just giving this, whatever the alternative or whatever the medicine they're giving him. And they go over what's he going through, talk to him and stuff like that. And he was definitely not. I even made comments of saying, I want to get a blood test. So I knew I was out of pocket. I knew I was wrong. I was just frustrated, Paul, because of what we were going through. And we really weren't going through anything. I guess I was just selfish and I didn't want to deal with what was going on myself and my issues and all. But I know he had a drug problem. But once we get off this show, I'm going to give him a call and I'm going to talk to him because that made me know right then. I handled that. I knew I was wrong anyway after the fact, but that right there really touched me what he said. So whatever his name was, man, thank you for calling in. I really did a checkup from the neck up. I appreciate that. You just
and tell your son, we support him, and I think we fixed the problem, Malcolm. When you were talking last time, it didn't echo. So of course, as soon as you turn it back on, then start echoing it.
Ain't that right?
Try to mute it again. But yeah, we support him, and unless you've been through it, it's hard for a person to understand, and it's easy to judge somebody like, oh, you could stop if you wanted to. You're making this choice to do it, but if you're on the other side of it, it's not so easy. And these programs are amazing. I don't know if you said you went to some of the meetings with them, but the 12 steps are amazing. I can't remember what they all are, but I know that one of the first ones is admitting that you're an addict and that you personally don't have any control over your actions as far as doing that. And so, and you're powerless. You have to say, I think the step is you say something like you're powerless over it. And the only way that you're going to be able to recover is to surrender to a higher power. Now, they don't, in those 12-step programs, they don't say that there's no denomination or who it is. It's the higher power, however you see them. But that's the first step. And if you can't admit that you have a problem, which a lot of people can't do that, and you can't admit that you don't have any power over it, because people might go like, yeah, I have a problem, but I could do it. I just need to use my willpower or whatever. And then to acknowledge that there is a higher power that can help you and ask them for help. And the whole day by day thing is like, it's not going to be cured. You're never cured. It's just a day by day, surrendering. And you can't get ahead of yourself saying, I'm done, I'm good. You got to take it day by day. It's a powerful program.
Yeah, I watched the fight, man, and he literally came to me and said, "Dad, I'm addicted, bad," and I never saw it. He was functioning, doing normal, and then, bam! It just hit, man. He was just like, "I'm addicted. I need help," and he went right on in there, man, because he was doing more than what I thought. It's just those pills, man. It's taking it. And I'm telling him not just pills are dangerous, but I'm like, Wesley, we're in California where the fentanyl pills are run rapid on the streets. I'm like, you got to be extra careful, because you don't know what you're gonna get your hands on, because they're all over the place. I mean, people dropping like flies. I'm serious. I was walking down the street and I took pictures of a dead guy just right there, just laying down, just didn't get up. And it takes a while because a lot of people sleep on the sidewalk. So you might walk over him for about 12 hours before somebody might go and shake him and say, "Hey, man, are you alive? You alive?" or something like that. So I was just telling him, man, I get it, but I didn't get it. But that right there did touch. And it's probably because I never let anything really take me out like that. But I feel a little bit more a lot more compassion now from what he just said. He said that wasn't him what he was doing. He didn't know what he was doing. He was on the drug. It was a drug. Just when he said that, to hear that from a man, because that hit me. Because this is my youngest son. He's a man, but he's still a baby, the youngest of the boys, and I wasn't looking at him like that. I was kind of still looking at him as a little kid, because he's so young to me. But just to hear that man come on there and say that what I did was not me, that was not me, and that touched me right then, because I kept blaming my son. You are doing this. No, this man was driving us crazy, like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, up just yelling and just fighting and going crazy, everything, man. So it was driving me nuts.
Well, on that note, we're going to have to say goodbye, but thank you, caller. We're definitely going to continue this topic. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week on the Call for Help. Bye.